few weeks ago, looking at the book of First Peter, we talked about not of this world. There's a little bumper sticker, a little sign that says NOTW, not of this world. Hebrews chapter 11, which is the faith chapter, verse 13 says, "These all died in faith," talking about all the people of faith that in chapter 11 they talked about. "These all died in faith, not having received the promises, but having seen them afar off, were assured of them, embraced them, and confessed that they were strangers and pilgrims on the earth." As Christians, we are not of this world. We are strangers here. We looked last week, we talked about this book that was written as Peter was writing to the Christians at the time. We saw how they were already hated in the area, and about Nero and how he burned down Rome and blamed it on the Christians, and how much persecution it was going on with the Christians, and how we are not of this world. This world is not our home, and because of this, we see things a little bit differently. We're different because of that. And this week I want us to see how we're called to be different. How as a Christian we're called to be different. We're not called to be of this world. We're called to be different. 1 Peter 1, chapter 1, verse 13 through 17. It says, "Therefore gird up the loins of your mind, being sober, and rest your hope fully upon the grace that is brought to you at the revelation of Jesus Christ. As obedient children, not conforming yourselves to the former lusts, as in your ignorance, but as he who called you is holy, you also be holy in all your conduct. Because it is written, be holy, for I am holy." Verse 13 says, "And if you call on the Father, who without partiality judges according to each one's work, conduct yourselves throughout the time of your stay here in fear." Conduct yourselves on your stay here. We're not on the earth for a very long time. Talked about an object lesson that I had done in children's church and in some places I teach, and I get this string and I stretch it from one end of the church all the way to the other, this string, and it's like a timeline. If you look at time on a string, and way over here is, this is where the dinosaurs and caveman was, and then all the way up, you keep on going up and up and up, and all the way over here is where we're at present day, where we got cell phones and automobiles. Just think of all that time, the thousands of years that have gone on, where we were a people that were with rocks trying to start a fire, and now we got these things where we just. In fact, I bought a grill last weekend, right before the hurricane. It was Labor Day weekend, and this little grill that we had just wasn't going to cut it through the hurricane, because I know my area goes out on power, like that. So for 3 days, I was able to use this brand new grill that I got. 5 burners, got the burner on the side and everything. You turn on the gas and you just click the little button. Poof. Man, could you imagine a caveman seeing that? Amen. What? Fire that fast? So all that time, we did. But I want you to see that if you stretch time from one end to the other, even before the caveman, before man even existed, time went on. And if that string is going on, and just this small little area of time is where man has been. But time will go on and on after the earth is here. Time will continue to keep going. But we will not be here because we are not of this world. The Bible says there's a new heaven and there's a new earth. This is not our home. And so because of that, we see things a little bit differently, and we should have different values as well. We should not be like an unholy culture, but as a holy culture, because Scripture says, be holy, for I am holy. God is holy. We were made in God's image. So we should therefore be holy, because we are not of this world. Some of the greatest obstacles that we have as following Christ is our desire to fit in. I remember going through school. I lived in